Can't see your face though.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to my weekly TV show, Wellness Lady TV, where I am sharing tips about lifestyle, business, family, and wellness. If you are watching the replay, please put replay, #replay in the comments. And if it's your first time watching the show, please put a 1 in the comments. And I hope that you'll ask questions and share this with your friends if you find some value in it. Today, my special guest is Amanda Girton, and she is the co-owner of Slow Foods Kitchen. And I'm so excited to have you on the show today. Would you say hello to everybody?
Hey everyone, thanks for having me, Carla. I'm excited to be on your Wellness Lady
It's 12 o'clock.
It's 12 o'clock.
You know the time.
So we're right on time.
Perfect.
So Amanda, you and I met when we were both attending the Holistic Network International here in St. Petersburg, Florida. And we just really connected. We had a lot of things in common. And what really attracted to me, to be honest with you, is you brought in some samples of some kale chips.
I did.
Yeah, and so that's one of your main products. So today we're talking about the benefits of eating more plant-based foods, the nutrients that we get from them, and we'll be sharing some tips and tricks of how you can incorporate more plant-based foods into your diet. So Amanda, tell us a little bit about those kale chips, how you came about making them, and maybe some of the benefits.
Yes, we started Slow Foods Kitchen officially 2 years ago. Our family had some tragic illness, and we decided that what we ate was contributing to that, and we were over it. So we started to make our own snacks, and they were pretty good, and our neighbors found out, and we went to farmers markets, and then we said, I guess we're going to sell it to everybody. So that's how we got started. And all of our snacks are raw and vegan. So that means they are dehydrated. They're not put into an oven and baked. They're dehydrated in this box, which slowly removes the moisture and preserves all the nutrients. That's how we got started. The kale chips, funny story, we actually started with collard chips. So they were collard greens in the same sauce. But that was a lot more labor and time. We actually had to cut each chip into a triangle and decided that wasn't going to work. And we switched to kale because kale has even more nutrients than collard greens do.
So tell us about some of the nutrients that are in kale.
A couple of my favorites are vitamin K is one. Also sulforaphane, I may have mispronounced that. It's linked to preventing cancer. So it's a super nutrient that's found in kale, and it is very beneficial to your body. Those are just a couple, but there's a bunch more.
Okay, so when we're eating plant-based foods, we're eating foods that are basically created from natural sources and from the ground, and so the quality of the soil and everything matters because there's lots of vitamins and minerals that come through that are transferred into the plants, and then when we eat them, we're getting these nutrients which our bodies require to create healthy cells. So tell us a little bit more about, you talked about dehydrating the food and the importance of that. How does that affect the nutrients versus cooking the food at high temperatures?
So when you cook food in the oven, say 300 degrees, 350, you are breaking down the food. And when you break it down to be edible, it is also breaking down those nutrients. So you're still getting nutrients, but they're not as many as if you were to take food and instead of putting it into a hot oven, put it into a warm dehydrator, where instead of breaking down those nutrients with heat, it just slowly blows air over the food and removes the moisture. So the nutrients are actually left intact. So our dehydrator, we never put it over 118 degrees Fahrenheit. After that point, you do see the nutrients break down. So the food is truly raw. It is not cooked at all. It is just slowly taking the moisture out of it.
And that's true of all of the healthy foods and snacks that you sell through Slow Foods Kitchen. Is that correct?
Yep, everything is raw.
And it's vegan. Now talk a little bit. What does that mean when you say it's vegan?
So vegan foods are made from plants, mostly, maybe not always, but they have no animal products, no meat, no whey, no nothing, no animal products at all. It is strictly just plants, nuts, seeds, fruits, and vegetables.
Okay, awesome. Well, let me ask you this. What about people who are not vegan or vegetarian? I mean, do they benefit from your products?
They do. Even if you're not 100% vegan, you can still enjoy vegan snacks since they are pretty delicious, first of all. But even people like my husband who are carnivores, he eats meat and potatoes, but he loves some macaroni and cheese that's made from all plants and overnight oats, which is just oatmeal and bananas. So whether or not you're a pescatarian, vegetarian, carnivore, you can still enjoy some really tasty foods made from plants.
That's right. So tell me a little bit, what separates, because this is kind of one of my observations that I've made, is that I know people who are vegan, but they really don't eat a healthy diet because they're eating a lot of heavily processed foods that just because it says it on the box or the label that it is a vegan food, they think it's healthy. So can we speak a little bit about that, and then how your snacks, your options are different than, say, what you might find in a grocery store or a retail store?
Yeah, so a fun fact about vegan food, Oreos are actually vegan. So if you think about this cookie that's filled with cream that you eat is vegan, but that cream that is vegan is not made from milk. So is it really cream? No, and it's also packed with all kinds of chemicals and things that just aren't food, but they're vegan. So there's a huge difference between vegan food, and vegan healthy food, and vegan junk food, which is totally possible. So our snacks are, well, they're different because we're not using fillers, preservatives, or even cheap ingredients. So that's what sets us apart.
I hear a little puppy back there.
Stuff going on. There's somebody at the door, and I'm a little busy at the moment. So there's a lot going on here. Yes.
It always happens on a live show.
I know I should have gone outside. So you actually can find our snacks in a retail store, but unlike other snacks that are sitting on the shelf that have a shelf life of a year, our products only have a shelf life of 3 months. So we do have quality ingredients. There's no preservatives. But hopefully you will find us on the shelf of Whole Foods one day.
Woo, okay. So let's talk a little bit about some more. So you talked about your family. There was an illness in the family, and it really opened your eyes. Can you talk a little bit about what your diet was like prior, and then what kind of changes you've made, and maybe some tips of how you made those changes?
Yeah, so beforehand, I don't know, 7 years ago, we were eating the SAD diet, the standard American diet. And so that was just, when you go to the burgers and fries, maybe a piece of lettuce for your salad, things that are just quick and easy on the shelf, like on the dry goods shelf, not from the produce section. And so then we started to switch, and we ate more plants, but we ate more organic. That was one of the big steps we made. And you might think, oh, that's really expensive. But in the long term, it's not that much pricier. And I hope this isn't too loud for you.
We can still hear you. We hear a little in the background, but I can still hear you.
Okay, hopefully they'll be gone soon. So yeah, we just made a couple small changes of mainly switching to organic. And my mom actually, she went and bought a raw cookbook, and she went and bought the most expensive one she could find. She's like, well, it costs $40. It must be good. And so she just started cooking foods from that. And that's kind of how we got started.
So you made one small change at a time, it sounds like. You just started.
Yeah, we didn't go cold turkey and just stop eating meat or potatoes or, all those bad things, bacon, one thing at a time. And now 7 years later, I'm not a full vegan, but I'm not totally eating meat every day. So it's become more of a balanced lifestyle. And that's really where we're at.
Right. So we need to be eating, just for our audience that may not know, we need to be having 5 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. And on the standard American diet, ask yourself, I don't know, I'm not in your house or watching you eat, but do you even get one or two in? I mean, I know for myself, before I started living a healthier lifestyle, I didn't really eat that many vegetables because I'm not a fan. I was talking to Amanda pre-show and saying, you know, I was raised on a lot of canned foods and TV dinners. So, you know, easy, convenient. You know, I had both my parents worked and they were very, very busy. So it was about eating very quickly. And so my experience, say with asparagus, the first time I had fresh asparagus, I was blown away at how delicious it was because I'd had canned asparagus and I did not like canned asparagus at all. And I love fresh asparagus. So I want to challenge you, if you're watching this, if your idea of vegetables has been cooked or highly processed, to really give fresh a chance. And also frozen is a good option because frozen vegetables are usually picked and flash frozen very quickly. So those nutrients are they stay there. They're intact. So that's a good option as well. But I know that a few years ago, I guess it was about 5 years ago when I moved to Florida, I made a conscious decision that I wanted to try to not eat any canned foods. And so I don't buy canned food to bring into my house, into my pantry. And that's one small change that I made. And, you know, having had that history of prepping and, you know, can of LeSueur peas, that was my vegetable. That's how I raised my kids, unfortunately. But, you know, those just make a small change, right?
Right. One small change.
Mm-hmm.
You make one small change a month or every 6 months or a year. Before you know it, you've made 20 small changes, and look how different your life is and your lifestyle or your diet or your health.
Exactly. I mean, I look back on my lifestyle today from when I first started this journey over 25 years ago. And I remember the first time that someone who worked in the same company that I do served me water for a meal and didn't even have ice in it. It was room temp, but it was from a really good high-end water filter. And, you know, she was serving us dinner. And I remember going, oh my gosh, like I did not like water. And the only thing I had growing up was sweet tea. And I mean, I used to make this sweet tea and we would, you know, boil the water and steep the tea. And then we would put, no kidding, 2 and 3 cups of sugar in that and drink that every day, all day long. So this was a shock to me. And I remember I used to laugh. I mean, I laughed about that. Like, how dare she just serve tap water, you know, not even cold. And then it wasn't but a few years later that I would have people over and I'd have to laugh to myself because I would invite them in. I'd say, would you like something to drink? And they say, sure. And I'd say, well, would you like water or water? Because that's all I have. I made the switch over a couple of years to where I only drank water. And then I realized I didn't even put ice in it because, you know, it's not necessary. It's actually better for your digestion at room temp. So small changes, they can make really, really big differences. So Amanda, can you share with us, so you really your company focuses a lot on healthy snacks. And that's something that I do a lot of, like 5-day healthy challenges. And one of those is, you know, helping people learn how to do healthy snacks, because that's really where we tend to turn to processed foods, right? Or unhealthy things like the Oreos. So talk to us a little bit more about healthy snacking and some of the solutions that your company provides.
So we actually focus on mainly snacks. All of our products are snacks. So we have things like Kale Chips, coconut macaroons, and flavored pumpkin seeds. So when you're hungry and you're walking out the door and you think, I can grab this piece of toast and put peanut butter on it or wrap it up with an egg, and then you walk out the door and you're hungry and you're like, man, if only I had time or this, you know, ingredients ready to go. So we focus on providing people with healthy snacks they can grab and go. You can keep on the counter and just take one. And when you leave and you have your snack in 2 hours, you're not starving 2 hours later because you've had a nutrient-dense snack full of plants or nuts and seeds. And so that's what we focus on.
Excellent. So I want to take just a few minutes now and let you tell us a little bit more about your company and how our viewers can find out more about what you do, how they could order some of your healthy snacks. And I think you've got a special offer for our viewers.
I do. So you can click on this video on Slow Foods Kitchen, or you can find us on Facebook or Instagram at Slow Foods Kitchen. You can also head over to slowfoodskitchen.com, and that's where you can peruse our items. We have monthly uncooking classes every month, so you can check out our schedule for that. They're located in Palmetto, Florida. And if you're local to the St. Pete area, you can even get free delivery. But if not, that's okay. We will ship to you. And if you use the promo code WellnessLady, you'll get 10% off of your first order on slowfoodskitchen.com.
Woo, woo.
Yeah, that's exclusive to Carla, so it's only
Yes.
for watching.
Right. So share the video with your friends and they can get 10% off too. So they can also follow you on Instagram. Is that correct? That's where you hang out a lot?
Yep, I'm on Instagram a lot.
Okay. So just look up Slow Food Kitchen, Slow Foods Kitchen. I'm trying to get my S in the right places.
Sunflower, you can't miss it.
Very good. Well, I know that I absolutely love your kale chips, and I also love your macaroons. Those are delicious. And your pepito seeds, your pumpkin seeds.
Yep, they're raw sprouted pumpkin seeds.
Yeah, and you have my favorite is the sea salt caramel.
Yep, that one is delicious. That's what I have too.
So really, really good stuff. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. And I would like to just make sure that you are a member of my VIP Wellness Center, and I'll have the link in the show notes for you. But this is where you have access to my online digital library, and it's got recordings of our webinars, our articles, just lots of good, healthy information that's going to help you with your healthy lifestyle that you're living. And also, I would like to let you know about an upcoming webinar we have tomorrow night. If you're watching this live, be sure to register. We have Dr. Jamie McManus. She is a friend of mine. She's also a medical doctor who, in her regular family practice, she, on her own journey, she realized how important it was to start educating and informing patients about prevention, how to build a healthier body so that we have a better chance of living longer, you know, without health problems. And so she went on to make the rest of her life's work in this area of prevention. And the topic tomorrow night is women's wellness. Whether you're in your early 20s and you know you're very busy with your lifestyle, whether you're in your 30s and you're starting to build families, you're very heavily involved in your career, or whether you're in your 40s and 50s, getting ready for menopause, the change of life, or beyond, and you're into that healthy aging, she's going to address the specific nutritional needs of each stage of your life and how you can adopt a healthier lifestyle so you have better outcomes and you do live a life that you really enjoy, that's free of health problems that could be prevented by lifestyle. If you're watching the replay of this, that will be archived in my wellness center. So you want to make sure that if you're watching this after the event, that you join my wellness center, because you will be able to see the recording of that. So I will be back next Tuesday for Wellness Lady Live TV, Tuesdays at 12. Be sure to join us. And remember, sharing is caring. So please share this video with everyone you care about.